So here we are again with part 2 of my introduction to literacy. So the last time I talked about the two strands and the bottoms up and the top down, and right now I'm going to focus on that bottom up. The top down is pretty easy for you. You're already doing a lot of this, reading to the children, encouraging them to write. But the bottoms up is the part that's a little more nuanced and more skillful, and it's also the part that's the most challenging for some children. You should know that genetics plays a big role here. If you or your brother or sister had difficulty reading, your child might have difficulty reading. You haven't done anything wrong. But so this part is really, really important, and I'm going to talk about two things during this video. One is phonemic awareness, and the other one is the sounds of the letters. Starting with phonemic awareness, words are made up of sounds, and that seems so obvious. But if you ask a child to rhyme with the word car, they're going to say garage. They're not going to say star. And asking a child to sound out a word is thinking of a word in a totally different way. We inherently, when we are born, equate words with meaning, which is very, very good. But that's not how reading and writing work, or how the alphabet works. The alphabet works that we map sounds onto letters and letter combinations, and in the case of English, it's not very regular either. So it's a bit of a challenge. So the first thing to do is to develop the awareness that words are made up of sounds. So I have these little pictures, for example, and I start out like this. Ape. Or maybe I just say, I'm holding something in my hand, a picture of something, and it's ape. What is it? And they say tape. And I show it to them and I say, can you say that? Ape. And we practice this a number of times, and when I think they're getting close, then I prompt them. I say, I have a picture here of a kite. Can you do this? And they say, and I ask them, can you do this beginning with k? And that time they started out themselves. And in the beginning they might say kite, and that's okay. You just repeat it back. That's great. Kite. And you keep going. And I start out with words that begin with stops. Rather than or s or f, I start off with those abrupt consonants like k, t, p, and d. If you need some pictures, I do have some pictures, but you can also use words just around the house. Thumb. I would suggest that you use words. I can also send you a list of words, but I would suggest that you use words that are that have just 3 sounds. So ch, ch has 6 letters but 3 sounds. This may be more difficult for those of you who are not native English speakers. But know that I do work with this during our sessions. So you want to work with that, and once you get beyond those 3 sounds, then you move on to 4 sounds like k, l, ap. You can also vary this by having them go b, at. How many sounds? 3. How about that? Bat. Or what did that start with? B. Or what did it end with? T. Then the other thing that we do are the letters. And I want to pause this here for a moment because of course I forgot to get the letters. Now, oh, did I start that or stop it? All right, so now I have another video, and it's a separate video that will give you the sounds I, and d. So what I want to do here, I'm not going to talk about that here, but I do want to give you an idea about using letter cards like this, or the little ones that I gave you. One way to teach them to children. I take the card and I put it in front of the child and I say, this is and I put it in front of them. They're sitting facing me. And then I say, this is I. Then I ask them, give me and they give me Give me I. Point to Take put on the table. Take I. And I think of various things. Cover up I. Give me I, and they give me I, and they give me and then I say, what's this letter? And they say I. What's this letter? I do like 3-minute sessions with this. Just like with the phonemic awareness, it's very brief. And another thing that you can do is that when they're handing them to you or they're taking them from you, instead of just giving you they can say when they give it to you. And slowly, slowly over the days and weeks, I teach them the sounds of the letters. Some of your children will learn them very quickly and easily, and others will have more difficulty. And that's partly because of, like I said during the last session, the innate ability, but also because the dynamic between children and adults is very, very interesting. So check out my video on the sounds of the letters, become familiar with those, and I'm going to be moving on to the next one, which will be encoding and decoding.